Anthony Smith says, hey, Charlie, wish they gave us a hero for the hero of the month who we need soulstones for, as Nebula is a waste as Star mastered here nearly 8 months ago. Anthony, if you were a new player, you'd appreciate it. And we're going to talk about why exactly that is in just a little bit. Actually,
it's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Let's just talk about it right now. So the hero of the month for Facebook and web is Nebula, right? And I like Nebula a lot. Necessary hero to get and level up for a lot of different reasons. Primarily because of the guild raid fight versus Osh in the Asgard activity, part of the most effective team against Osh. And getting her soul stones for free is pretty cool. Nebula is a pretty amazing hero. For PvP purposes, it really matters a lot for team building and structure, right? You can use her in some lines. I used her a ton in like my the Kark team that I promoted 2 or 3 years ago pretty heavily. But lately, I kind of throw her in here whenever I need to spike a little bit more damage if the lines are sufficient. But the more I use Celeste and other heroes that kind of push her away from Kark, the less that I use. Of course, you can get her soul stones at any time from the Elemental Tournament shop. 1 certificate is equal to 5 soul stones. And I would not recommend you do that. I would not recommend you spend TOE scrolls on Nebula soul stones, though you do need to get her summoned and you do need to get her to at least a 3 or 4 star in order to start being competitive against, some of the lower level Osh teams. But you can get her soul stones from a lot of places the longer that you play. Things like the 28th day 50 soulstone chests, the 100 soulstone chests. Just about every time that there's an event for her skins, you can get soul stones for her. Just, with how much artifact coins and skin stones you need, it's hard to justify telling anybody to spend TOE scrolls on Nebula. Sebastian's probably a little bit more important overall. Both very important for the Asgard activity, though. So it's a tough situation. So it's actually really beneficial that she is the hero of the month, so that you don't have to spend your scrolls on her soul stones this month if you're trying to build her up. You get, I don't know, like 80 or something. Like I think it's a little bit under 100 soul stones if you are a high VIP player. And of course, you just log in every 5 days or so, you get more of her soul stones, with the exception of day 7, where you get a good chunk of, I think, 18 soul stones, right? Most people have the other Osh components, but other than Osh, I didn't need Nebula for anything, so I never leveled her. I started her quite some time ago, the point being that it was a good choice. I think that she's a good hero to have, and I think that once upon a time, she was absolutely necessary to break through some of the high defenses, and this goes for mobile as well. But I think as damage dealing sources have diversified and more heroes having pure damage has become more frequent, prevalent, she's definitely less important than she used to be. Robert says, I'm using Nebula on mobile with that new progress meta. Yeah, on Hero Wars mobile, she's absolutely fantastic. And let's go take a look at her stats, her skills as it were. The stats and skills are the same on Facebook as they are on web, so this kind of crosses over a little bit. Burns a little bit of energy. Her ult burns a little bit of energy, and of course provides a physical attack buff via her artifact weapon. Yeah, pretty solid skill there. This can be activated manually. Kind of feel like a little sniper targeting specific lines in the enemy team. Kind of cool. Serenity is a nice little baby heal for 2 heroes in front of and behind, and it removes negative effects. What that means on mobile is a little different than what it means on Facebook and web, but basically it'll remove stuff like a stun or a charm or foxfire marks. Really strong ability. And of course on Facebook and web, it gets stronger if you ascend her, right? If an ally gains a debuff within 4 seconds after Serenity, then you remove that debuff as well, and a little bit more healing. Very nice ability. Disharmony is an assassinate or an execute. It's an ability that targets the lowest health enemy. This and her ultimate are her only actual attacks. Aside from that, she's a big-time support hero, big-time support. And then finally, Equilibrium is what she's most known for, of course, boosting the physical and magic attack of the heroes that are adjacent to her, either 2 in front of or 2 behind, or 1 in front of and 1 behind. And the amount of damage that this boosts is absolutely incredible. You add this in with her artifact weapon buff. You time your hero in 2nd or 4th position to ult whenever the buff is on her, and you just do so much damage, right? Nebula boosted Dante's just wreck people. Nebula boosted Celestes can 2-hit max level Auroras if you're lucky. Pushing Nebula to the back line and having her stand behind Isaac and Celeste, clearing out a lot of Aurora Celeste lines. Very cool cool addition to an undead team, or something else. Fantastic hero. Absolutely necessary? I don't know. I think that you can use like a Helios in place of Nebula versus Osh. I think you can potentially use Jet in place of Nebula versus the Osh, but your main Osh attempt, as it were. But if you want the most damage possible until somebody comes up with something new, this is a key hero to have leveled up on Facebook and web. Who even created the LOL Osh meta? I don't know. Somebody from some guild messaged me saying, hey, I heard about this team that was really good, and then I did a video about it, and then other people did videos about it. It was definitely one of the higher ranking guilds. In fact, I'm not even sure if that guild is around anymore, but everybody was looking for the right team, and it's part of the BS way that Nexters and Hero Wars manages this and the Hydra system on mobile. We're lucky to have a team that does so well. So I just thought it'd be interesting to take a look at stat priority. So the stat priority for Nebula, and this is a spreadsheet for mobile, right? So just to be clear, this is a spreadsheet for mobile. It could be different for Facebook and web. But Tim, the admin, the owner of the Hero Wars Mobile, the GOAT Facebook page, for glyphs, health, then physical attack, then agility, then armor, and then magic defense. Find it very curious that we like health over physical attack, but that's all right. And then for skins, this is how Tim values the skins. Physical attack, then the physical attack 2 skin, and then agility, and then dodge last. Now, obviously, this is going to change depending on how you use Nebula, where you use Nebula. Right? If you're using her as a tank, if you don't see a lot of physical attacking teams, then the dodge isn't that important. If all you see is physical attacking teams, maybe the dodge is a little bit more important. Also, priority for the artifacts is the ring, then the book, and then the artifact weapon. Very curious, very curious. But Tim's a smart guy. Been playing a little bit longer than me. Certainly has way more maxed teams, and he does a lot more testing and training every day than I do. Good layout there. Nebula main use case is, I think, that you don't have any synergy heroes, and when you look for oomph, just bolt Nebula and insta boost. Yep, absolutely. I'd always do agility default skin over physical attack skin for those heroes. The per stone benefit is better than any, better that way, not as easy an answer for the magic. So if you guys have any questions about this spreadsheets or why certain stats are chosen over others, go ahead and check out the Hero Wars Mobile Community, the GOAT Facebook page. Yeah, click on the files tab right there, and it's just the first spreadsheet right here. Tim updates it every time that there's a new hero and a new skin that's released. You can see it's most recently updated January 22nd. I agree agility first because the added benefit against crit is important. You should level them all 3. You should level them all.